Shafi'i and Hambali view is between the two views, between the Hanafi and the Maliki view. Alright? So do you remember the Hanafi said any animal whose meat is haram. The animals we don't eat, in general, their saliva is treated as impure. And they said the donkey, we said there's a dispute about donkeys and mule. So the Shafi'is, Hambalis, when it comes to they are with Malikis in all of it except when it comes to dogs and pigs. So they say remainder of human, clean. Remainder of animals whose meat is eaten, clean. Yeah. Remainder of cat, mouse, those things which are found in house, snake, scorpion, lizard, etc., clean. Remainder of disputed ones, mules and donkeys and horse, clean. So they say all of that is treated as clean. And in regards to donkeys, Imam Shafi'i in his Musnad, he has narrated a hadith. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was asked, should we drink from the remainder of donkeys? He replies, yes, and left over of all the beasts. But that hadith is as weak as it gets. Maybe not as weak as it gets, but very, very weak. This hadith has a person called Ibrahim bin Muhammad bin Abi Yahya. This person is, for muhaddithin, he is a known liar. And you know, in regards to donkeys, they did say, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they had donkeys around them all their lives. They never said their leftover is not clean. So the Shafi'is, Hambalis, they are with Malikis. They say no, there is no harm in the leftover of donkeys and mules. Also, to make the matter more complicated, there is a good narration which says on the day of Khaybar, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam prohibited that the meat of donkeys to be eaten. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam on the day of Khaybar, he clearly prohibited the eating of donkey meat. But the Ahnaf used that to say because of this, the leftover is also doubtful of this animal. Because there is a lot of evidence in his favor. It was there all around, but never a single time anyone ever mentioned in a clear narration that you can't have the leftover of donkeys. But you have clear hadith saying its meat is haram. And where Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, فَإِنَّهَا رِجْسٌ, it is impure, they say it is only for the meat. Because they were talking about eating the meat of donkeys, so he said it is impure, so that doesn't apply to saliva. Okay? For the Hanbalis and Shafi'is, the only thing they think it is impure is the dog, leftover from a dog, using the same hadith. The Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, wash the container 7 times. They say, well, if you're washing the container 7 times, then how can the water be clean? And the pigs, because no one disputes about the pigs really, because Quran clearly says it is filth. Malikis, they have a different view because they say the water hasn't changed quality, so we don't care, it's clean. But the Hambalis and Shafi'is, they agree with most of the Maliki view except when it comes to dog and pigs. And the dogs were very common in the time of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I told you a hadith where when Sahabi said, in the time of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, dogs, you would walk in and out of the masjid and no one would bother. They would urine in the masjid and no one even wash it. And Imam Malik is from Medina. So he says, how can they be treated impure like that? So they don't consider dogs neither saliva impure. Yes, they don't eat them. They don't eat the meat, but they don't consider it so impure. All right, like the others do. And that's the reason behind it. That's everything I wanted to cover on the leftovers. We are done with the remainders of humans and non-humans. So next subject is water wells. It's not a long subject, very short, because sometimes these animals may fall into water well, right? From flies and bees to rats and mouse and humans and whatnot, and all sort of filth, and people may urinate and whatnot in the wells. How to clean them, that's also someone should definitely know.